Speaker recognizes Representative Ryckman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, body, for the tenor of this discussion. It reflects what our minority leader requested in his prayer this morning. We started this session knowing we all have an incredible responsibility to think beyond what is politically expedient, beyond what works for the short term. We instead challenged ourselves to be disciplined enough to form long-term, sustainable solutions that would carry our great state forward. One of the greatest ways we can carry our state forward is by keeping our promises to our kids and our schools. Let me be clear. I love our schools as much as anyone in this room does. I'm as committed as each of you are to ensuring that every kid in this state has every opportunity to succeed. This vote is not about who loves schools and who does not. This is about whether we want to make promises to our kids that we can keep. Our shared priority for funding our schools is evident. Right now, over 52% of our budget is dedicated to K-12, as it should be. Many of us, including myself, have voted for over $3 billion of new funding over the past 2 years. Last year, the Senate said there was no way the state could afford the plan in the out years. Now this bill will add another $360 million to that amount. 6 things would have to happen in order for this legislature and the governor to keep this promise. First, the Supreme Court would have to rule in favor of funding that isn't based in their opinion. We will have to raise taxes. We will not be able to lower the food sales tax. We will have to keep the Bank of KDOT open. We will not be able to make our CAPERS payments. And there cannot be a recession. This is not the kind of promise I can make. Our school administrators and teachers have been distracted for over a decade by litigation and school funding fights, not having the certainty they need to plan for their future. Make no mistake, the plan in front of us today will not give our schools the certainty they deserve. This is a promise that we cannot keep. It commits taxpayers to paying inflation, not just during the life of this plan, but truly for the rest of our lives, our children's lives, and our grandchildren's lives. That means an estimated $50 to $100 million more each and every year will have to come from our highways, mental health, corrections, foster care, our colleges, our nursing homes, and other essential services will have to suffer even more because of this plan. Before I close, I want to thank the other members of our House leadership and members of our conferees from both the House and the Senate who have worked hard on this. I believe in the process, and I know we need to have a timely and meaningful action. Though I cannot support this plan, because I know we can do better by our kids, doing nothing was unacceptable. The point of public education is to teach our children well, so that they can go out and improve the world and do things differently than they've done them before. But here we sit as their role models, repeating the mistakes of those who came before us, going back to exactly what's been done before, promises that could not be kept. I can't but help but wonder what our teachers would say about that. My parents and my teachers taught me to keep my promises. I've taught my kids to keep their promises. Because of that, I cannot support this plan. There is a better way.